Yo, 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 yo. Welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn show. Today is January the 26th. We got NBA action, so we got a show today, man. Appreciate everybody for tapping in as always. Hitting the like button, subscribing to the channel, dropping it in the group chat, all that good stuff. We always start with yesterday. Yesterday, two plays. First one was on the over between Detroit and Sacramento. Easy winner. 225, 225 and a half, 226, whatever you got. I think they finished 255 yesterday. So that was an easy winner. And then the other one was on Bobby Portis over his points. And that ended up being voided yesterday because that game ended up being canceled by the snow. So a nice little 1-0 day. I'll take it. Still not super satisfied. I left a lot of money on the table yesterday. A lot of things that we talked about. I think the whole short list was undefeated yesterday. Really like the Brooklyn and Clippers over, even though it started really slow and it took a couple late baskets to get there. That I like that just based on the system that I had. That's now 7-1 to the over with those low totals. And then Phoenix and Miami played out the way we thought it would as well. Under in that game was easy as well, under 226, even though the total had dropped to 229. So yeah, definitely some winners that I left on the board yesterday. But hopefully you guys were able to make some cash. And let's see if we can repeat it and do it all over again today. What's up, Tommy? Appreciate you for tapping in. Good morning, Saturated. I guess it's still morning. Yeah, it's still morning. Sam says he likes the under in the Hawks game. We'll talk about that. What else y'all saying in the chat? Yeah, let's get it going, man. Let's get it going for today. Appreciate everybody for tapping in as always. Let's go. So we'll start with Jackson, your AI sports betting tool. It's linked in the description if you guys are interested in checking it out. Yesterday, I asked Jackson for two looks, and the first one was on the Detroit Pistons minus the 14.5. That was a winner. And then the second one was on, let's see. Detroit minus 14.5 and OKC. Jackson loves OKC. OKC also, not only did they not win the game, not only did they not cover the game, they lost the game outright. So today on the this should be the 25th. Bear with me for a second. It should be the 26th. All right, so today I asked Jackson, switch the prompt up just a tad bit. I asked Jackson, let's see, what is the prompt for today? Let's see if I can find it. Okay, so based on last 10 game advanced stats, what are the two best value bets on spreads in the NBA? Give me one favorite, one dog. Provide detailed analysis. So Jackson starts with the Charlotte Hornets minus the 2.5. It says that they're 18-28. They enter this matchup as the single hottest team in the NBA according to rolling advanced metrics. Over the last 10 games, Charlotte boasts a league leading net rating of 9.37. Okay, Charlotte. A staggering 8.84 improvement over their season-long baseline of plus 0.58. This surge is driven by their offensive rating of 121.9 during that stretch, which ranks as the most efficient offense in the league over the last 10 outings. The value here is amplified by the catastrophic injury report for the Philadelphia 76ers. The 76ers Philadelphia is officially listing officially without their two primary engines, Joel Embiid and Paul George. Without Embiid, the 76ers lose their defensive anchor and their primary source of gravity in the half court. While Philadelphia has maintained a respectable 2.3 net rating over their last 10 games, those metrics largely include minutes from their stars. Facing the Charlotte team that's currently outperforming the entire league in efficiency while being severely shorthanded makes the minus 2.5 line a massive statistical gift. So that is the first look for today. The second one is on the Chicago Bulls plus the 1.5 against my Los Angeles Lakers. It says that the Chicago Bulls 23 and 22 represent the best underdog value on the board for today as they host the Los Angeles Lakers 27-17. Teams that are currently trending in the wrong direction host a Los Angeles Lakers team that's 20-17 team that is currently trending in the wrong direction. Over the last 10 games, the Bulls posted a net rating of 4.11, which is a massive plus 5.9 swing from their season average of minus 1.82. Chicago's offense has been on fire on all cylinders, recording an offensive rating of 119.8, top 5 in the last 10 sample. Conversely, the Lakers have struggled with consistency, posting a minus 1.87 net rating over their last 10 games. The Lakers are officially without Austin Reeves, which remains a vital secondary playmaker and score and floor spacer for their rotation. While LeBron James continues to impact the game, 7 assists and 7 plus assists in 7 of his last 12 games, the Lakers' overall efficiency has dipped, ranking 19th in the last 10 games. Chicago's up-tempo style, 5th in pace and recent defensive improvement, 115.68 last 10 defensive rating makes them a dangerous home dog against the Lakers squad that news reports describe as playing uneven basketball. So those are the two looks for Jackson, man. We'll talk about these games, but I don't know. We'll talk about the games, man. Link is in the description if you guys are interested in checking out Jackson, besides player props, totals, whatever it is that you like. All right, so let's get going. We have the Pacers and the Atlanta Hawks. This is a 1:40 game, so it starts in about 2 hours. Line at 5. I see it up to 6.5 on Caesars right now. Total 234.5 on FanDuel. It looks like it's the best number that you can get as far as over, but it looks like consensus is 234. So I spent a lot of time looking into this game last night. A couple things really stuck out to me. So start with the injury report. Just make sure I got the most updated one. I do know that Benedict Mathurin is listed as questionable. He hasn't played basketball in quite a while. He's listed as questionable to play for the Pacers. And then Quentin Jackson, I think he missed the last game in Indiana and OKC. He's also listed as questionable. No Obi Toppin. Atlanta will continue to be without Zachary Risache and Kristaps Porzingis. So this is a game where Atlanta has won back-to-back games. They've covered back-to-back spreads. They beat Memphis and Phoenix, but they were getting points in both of those games. And this is a team that's just 8-13 against the spread at home. The Pacers haven't been great by any stretch of the imagination. 11-35 on a full season, but in 9-13 against the spread on the road. They are 6-4 against the number in their last 10. Last of a 5-game road trip, coming off their big win against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Atlanta did smoke Indiana the time that they played earlier this season. They beat them 128-108. It's 2.5-point favorites in Indiana. So Indy got revenge as well. I like the Pacers in this game, man. I like the Pacers and I like the under. Indiana, a couple things I looked at. So Indiana is 9-3 against the number when they're in revenge spots this season. If they've lost by the first game by double digits, I just told you guys that they did. The Hawks, as a home favorite, I want nothing to do with. They are 1-9 against the spread if they're laying points at the crib. And in the 7 games that they've played without Porzingis this season, they're 0-7 against the spread, laying points at home. So yeah, both teams are top 10 in pace, top 8 in pace in their last 5 games. Both teams are bottom half of the league as far as defensive rating, but also bottom 5 in offensive rating as well. And I kind of look at the Pacers. As of late, they have been playing a little bit better defense. So I'm kind of riding that trend. Atlanta's offense has been struggling a little bit. Not that Atlanta won't win the game, but I think 6.5 is too many points. You can get 6.5 right now on Caesars. It literally just changed to 6.5. That's what I like. I like under with the early start time. And it is the early start time because of because of the snow, because of the weather. But I like under, and I like Pacers in this spot. Let's see what you guys are thinking here. And then we'll keep it pushing. Saturated says, Chris, you're a part of my winning process, man. Thanks for doing shows on the weekends. Man, I get a certain winning feeling knowing I get to lean on your knowledge. Appreciate that, Saturated. And Saturated been cashing. He parlays a lot, but if it works for you, it works, man. I can't parlay. That's not something that I'm interested in, but Saturated been cashing some big tickets and tagging me in them. So I appreciate that, Saturated, knowing that it helps. Saturated says, I think I have to be on the Pacers and the Bulls. Yeah, I kind of like those. What's up, PYG? He says, top of the morning, good reads last night. Thanks a lot. Appreciate that. 77 Figures says, great morning. What's up, 77 Figures? He says, OKC stuck me up. Thankfully, the Heat brought me back from the dead. Yeah, Heat got the job done last night. I didn't anticipate Heat going into Phoenix and winning that game like that. It was a terrible spot, but they got the job done. Thomas says, I like Pacers and Bulls as well. Indy and Atlanta under the 234. You get 234.5 on DraftKings on FanDuel. And I do like that a lot. Yeah, FanDuel got it at minus 112. Matter of fact, I need to send these write-ups out. Let me just double check the line real quick. I might play these now. Let me just double check the lines. I don't think Benedict Mathurin coming back is going to make that much of a difference. Atlanta's team total is 120.5. I did consider that as well. Under on their team total on FanDuel. Their offense just hasn't been playing that well. The only thing that's going to really screw us is if the game, if both teams happen to be hitting. But Atlanta's a 3-point shooting team, and Indiana's 3-point defense has been pretty good as of late. So I think under is the right play. I do think under is the right play in this game. And I'm gonna actually bet it right now. I'm gonna bet it and then I'm gonna send it out. Let's see real quick. Let me just make these bets on the show real quick. I'm gonna take Atlanta. I'm gonna take Indiana. I think you can get a +6.5. Yeah, you can get +6.5 on Caesars right now. Caesars the only place with a 6.5. I think that's a steal. Being that it's 5.5 and 6 everywhere else. Y'all bear with me for just a second. All right. All right, that's that. Let's see what else you guys are thinking here. Daniel says Andrew Nimhart over his points, rebound, and assists only because I can't have no action when we get a morning game. Atlanta's top 10 in defensive rating last 10 games. Kevin likes the under 235.5. Everybody I see is on the over. If it's played with pace, it could definitely go over, but we'll see. Tommy says Hawks are 1-9 against the spread as a home favorite. I talked about that as well. 0-7 without Porzingis as well. Under for Kevin. What up, Doms? He says, I love my guys, but my gut tells me they don't care about this game after the OKC win. They really need to start losing, so they get smoked today. Okay, so me and Doms on the opposite side here. I also considered Indiana early in this spot. Atlanta has been coming out the shoot pretty slow. And if you like the Pacers, you typically want to play them early, but I played full game. Just can't lay with the Atlanta Hawks right now. What else? All right, that's good. That's good for this one. I think we did a pretty good job. All right, let's go to the next one, which is the other early game, right? This is a early start time game as well. 76ers in the Hornets. This game starts at 3:10, which is also because of the weather. It opened with Philly laying 1.5. It went up to as high as 3 is what I saw that last night. And now it looks like it's come back down to 2.5. Total 230. It's come down to 228, 228.5. And I know for sure, I talked to you guys already, but Jackson kind of told us that Embiid and Paul George are listed as out. And then on the Charlotte side of things, they have Sexton listed as probable. And of course, no Plumlee. He's still recovering from surgery. So you got a Charlotte team that has been red hot as of late. They are 11-10 against the spread at home. They are coming off back-to-back wins. They won 3 of their last 4 games. Charlotte has. They beat the Wizards, but didn't cover the spread. They were laying like double digits in that game. No way you lay double digits with Charlotte. But you got a Philly team that should be motivated in this game as well, coming off the loss against the New York Knicks at home. They do play well on the road. They are 14-4-1 against the spread on the road. I think that's the best ATS record. It is the first leg of a back-to-back. They got the Bucks tomorrow back in Philly. And Philly has owned Charlotte. So this is a nice big revenge spot for Charlotte. They've lost at least 10 straight times to the Philadelphia 76ers, the Charlotte Hornets has. So I looked at the Sixers this season without Embiid and without Paul George. They are just 4-7 straight up, 5-6 against the spread in those games, 7-4 to the over in those games as well. I don't want to lay points with Charlotte. I know that they are starting to win games. Like they are, I think, the better team, and they should be able to win this game. I kind of just want to bet on Philly early. I like the Phillies coming off a loss against the Knicks. I know that they'll be without Paul George and Embiid, but I still kind of feel like they got enough in this spot. Like they typically start games out a lot better, and then they struggle to finish. We just saw it in their most recent game against the Knicks. We also saw it in the Cleveland game when they had the back-to-back trip. I think they had the lead in the first half, and not in the first game because they got smoked, but in the second game they had the lead. They just couldn't close in those games. I do think Charlotte is the better team, given the current rosters for today's game. But Philly, 6-2 against the spread in the first half specifically is road dogs. They're 25-18-1 against the spread overall in the first half. And Charlotte's been laying points at home 5 times. They're just 2-3 against the spread in the first half as a home favorite. So I like Philly, maybe first quarter, first half. I do think that they can start this game off hot. From a player prop perspective, I'll show you guys one that I'm looking at. Maybe even some unders on the Charlotte side of things as well. I feel like Charlotte got a lot of mouths to feed these days. But yeah, let me just get to Outlier really quickly. As always, Outlier is linked in the description if you guys are interested in checking it out. So I'm looking at Drummond, not necessarily the greatest, matchup today as far as his rebounds go. He's listed at 9.5. It is plus 116. Not plus 116 on all the books, but you can see he's only over in 3 of his last 10 games. If we just go full season, I always like to look at the full season number. You can see that he's over in 17 of his 35 games, just 49%, averaging right at 9 rebounds per game. But the only filter I added was games without Joel Embiid, right? So take Joel Embiid off the floor. His rebounds goes up to 10.84, which is a little bit higher than the 9.5. So he lands at 10. We cash at plus money. You can see that he's over in 3 of his last 5 games here. And what else did I have in my notes about Drummond? The minutes was the big thing as well, right? So you can see without Joel Embiid, he's right. If you took Joel Embiid and Paul George off the floor, he's right at 27 minutes. So with just 25 minutes this season or more, he's actually over. Not even this season, but I went back and looked at this for like the last few years. Joel Embiid is actually, Drummond is actually over his boards, over his 9.5 boards in 26 of his 31 games. So an 84% hit rate for Drummond to go over his 9.5 rebounds. He's averaging 13.8 rebounds in this sample size. Not the greatest matchup. Like I said, Charlotte is, the second best rebounding team. You can see that right here. They don't give up a lot, but like I think the opportunities will just be there. Outside of Drummond, I think Bona is going to be the only other person that's going to be able to grab rebounds in this spot. So I didn't play Drummond yet, but because I really want to play Philly first half. I don't want to play Philly first quarter. I don't want to play both. So I think I'm going to figure out which one I like the most and play either Philly first quarter or Drummond over his boards is the way that I'm thinking about this game. Let's see what you guys are thinking here. Jackson Miles Bridges over his 16.5. In Charlotte, I like. He says I like the Hornets today. Public heavy on the plus 125. 6 is fading the public. Dom says he got Hornets team total at minus 114. Over 114.5. VJ 3 threes. Somebody gonna hit him today for sure. I think I like this look, Daniel. VJ points was a little too high. I think they put it like 17.5, 18.5, and it could definitely get there. I've seen Charlotte, in some of these spots where teams, can score the ball from the outside, and they really struggle. So I don't really want to lay with them, but it makes sense. Tommy says 76 is ranked 6th in opponent 3-point percentage. Hornets laid an egg last time they played at home in the early spot. Only like 30 points in the first half. I was on them. I was on that team total over 54.5 against Cleveland. Never forget it. Never forget it. Dom says Hornets 10 games under 500. Crazy they are so popular to bet on toss-up game. Philly plus 3 here for me. It was something that I didn't realize, which was the records between these two teams. I have some trends that I didn't look into yet about road favorites that have a worse record. And I'm not going to do it on the show, but road favorites with a worse record. I want to see how they do specifically in early games as well. So home dog with a worse record. Yeah. So home dogs and win percentage is less than opponent win percentage. And I'm gonna throw the early start time in there as well. I'll share that later, maybe. What up, Malik? He says, "What up, Suns Heat under 227? Nice win. I like under 230 in this game, but that's gone. Me too. Me too. I had it written in my notes yesterday. I had a couple under trends pop up, but I didn't take them. I don't take them just based off my notes. I mean, based off the trends, but trends are trending. They're starting to get there for sure. It was under in this game, under in Boston, Portland, and under in Cleveland and Orlando as well. Were the 3 under trends that I like for today. Also Lakers and Bulls under as well, but we'll get there. What up, Prolific? He says, run them likes up, people. I would appreciate it if you guys could. Good morning, J-Man. Lightbearer, my guy. Hope all is well. And y'all boys are staying safe, man, in this snowstorm. Let's see. Tommy says, how many times this season have we seen a team play without their star players and that team ends up winning outright? It happens a lot. And that is an absolute fact, Tommy. I don't want Charlotte off a win. Not for my money, man. I know that they're the better team based on paper, but Philly coming off a loss. That's why I like them early, Tommy. Why I like them early, man. All right, let's get into the next one. Real quick, hit the like if you can. Subscribe to the channel if you guys have not. And let's keep pushing, man, especially if you find the information valuable. I'm actually going to take a sip of water real quick. All right, let's get to the next game, which is my Lakers and Bulls. Bulls 1-point dog at the crib. Lakers open 3-point favorites on the road. Total, this was all the way up. I'm not tripping. I'm capping this game late last night. This total was up to like 237. And I should have bet the under then, kicking myself that I didn't. It's come back down to 235.5. It looks like is the consensus. So on the Lakers injury report, Jack LaRavia is listed as questionable. Of course, there's no Austin Reeves. For the Chicago Bulls, let's see. The Bulls have, just make sure I got it right. And Giddey's minutes restriction should be increasing. Let's just double check it real quick. Yeah, so only Trey Jones and Zach Collins listed this out. Trey Jones and Zach Collins listed it out. So we got a Laker team that, I keep saying this, the Lakers have actually been better on the road than they've been at home. I'm not sure why. They're 13-11 against the spread on the road. 4 straight road game for them. They played 4 straight unders. Offense has really struggled. Defensively, they played a little bit better since they've gotten healthier. Chicago 13-10-1 against the spread at home. They've won 4 straight. They've covered 4 straight. And I just want to give you guys some advanced numbers real quick. The Bulls have absolutely been hooping recently. So looking at the Bulls, they are I already wrote it down in my notes. Best offensive team in the best offensive team. This is last 5 game numbers. Best offensive team, 9th best defensive rated team. Actually looked like it dropped to 12th best defensive rated team when my numbers updated today. In their last 5 games. The Lakers are, let me just make sure these numbers are updated as well. I had 18th in offensive rating, 12th in defensive rating. Both teams sit outside the top 10 in pace. So, yeah, Bulls are 13th in pace. Lakers are 19th in pace. Lakers are 17th in offensive rating, 13th in defensive rating over their last 5 games. So the way I think about this game is I don't want the Lakers as 1-point favorites. I think the line is kind of telling us everything we need to know. The Bulls have been playing really, really good. This was before Giddey came back. Remember, they went to Minnesota, beat them. Then they just knocked off Boston. So they played a relatively strong strength of schedule. Looks like it's 17th over the last 5 games. Lakers are 7th, so they have played a little bit stronger strength of schedule. I kind of want to take the Bulls here, man. Bulls is home dogs. We know what that trend is like. Matter of fact, I didn't even write it down, but if we look at the Bulls as road as home dogs, we know that they've been profitable in that angle. Bulls and home dog are 7-3 straight up, 8-2 against the spread. Probably not gonna find a better trend than that. 70% straight up, 80% ATS. If the number is a short number like today, they're getting less than 3 or less. They've covered 4-1 straight up, 4-1 against the number. Only loss came against the Wizards. I'm sorry, the Warriors. The only time that they've lost a small spread type game. And most of these are tight games. Like they've been 6-point dogs or less in every single game so far this season. And they've done well in this role. I look at the Lakers as road favorites, short road favorites. They are coming off a win. Luka wanted that one pretty badly. As road favorites, the Lakers are 7-3 straight up, 7-5 against the number. If they're laying a short number like this number, they are their offense really, really struggles in this spot. So Lakers team total maybe is something I'll look at as well. So Lakers getting, let's just say that they're laying less than 2 possessions. They are, it looks like 4-1 straight. Well, hold on. Yeah, 4-1 straight up, 4-1 against the spread. But peep this though, if the Lakers are a road favorite and the line is less than 6, so if they're less than a 6-point road favorite, they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7-0 to the under are the Lakers laying less than 6 points on the road. 9-3 to the under overall. These games are averaging 225 points. So I like, and I wrote that in my notes too. Lakers 9-3 to the under as road favorites. Games averaging 225 points. Yeah, I like under in this game. I know that the pace, is supposed to go over. The totals are 7-2-1 to the over in the last 10. I think this game goes under though. 7-2-1 to the last 10 when these teams have played head to head. I like under, and maybe I'll see if I can get a better number with the Bulls live, but I think the Bulls are live to win this game for sure. I do. I think the Lakers are in a letdown spot off the big win against Dallas, and I see the Bulls potentially in a letdown spot after beating the Boston Celtics in that last game as well. But I like under. Probably bet the full game live though. Let's see what you guys are thinking here. Jermaine says like Boston team total under 116.5. I like that as well. We'll see if the defense should play better, and I would think get stronger, probably play slower without Denny out there. So I like that, J-Man. I actually like that as well. Tommy says 107 watching, only 36 likes. Let's smash that like button. Appreciate you, Tommy. He likes the under 236.5. Got a better number. J-Man says scary, but I played Luka under 33.5 points. Okay. Prolific says hard pass. Tommy says everyone on the over, but this one specific situation, both teams trend heavily towards the under. I like it as well. Saturated says books haven't really adjusted to Bulls having Giddy back. Giddy over for Tommy. PYG says, should we treat the defense of the Lake? Should we trust the defense of the Lakers? That's a great question. I feel like the Lakers are playing hard, man. If you guys have watched the last couple games, the Lakers are playing hard. They benched Aiden a couple times in a row because he's just out there doing nothing on the defensive end, on the offensive end. But they're playing hard, and they're starting to get healthier as well. I may average in. I may put a half unit on the under, or I may just play a unit on the under and then save a unit for, maybe a live number if we can get a better number at halftime and play the under again. That might be what I do. Saturated says the one thing about the Lakers this season, they come close. I think they're number one in most in closing metrics. They have been good, I think, in clutch time games. Tommy says Lakers 7-3 to the under as road favorites. Bulls, I believe, 3-2 to the under as home dogs. I did look into Bulls as home dogs. I just didn't write it down because it wasn't anything super alarming. They are 6-4 to the under. Games averaging 232 when they played recently as home dogs. Media says I love fading the Lakers after a win. Chicago gonna still win. Steamroll them. We shall see. Revenge spots for the Lakers after that buzzer beater of Giddy. We'll take the Bulls first quarter. Saturate says I think Bulls early might be the safer play. 77 figure says I like the Bulls here. Brian loading up for Cleveland on Wednesday. He takes it easy today. Bulls money line clean up today. Malik, Chicago guy, says letdown spot for my Bulls after intense game. Lakers don't play defense though, so if Bulls making shots, we should get the W. Yeah, that's a fact. They have played it a little bit better recently. Lo says, what's happening, Chris? Hope you had cashed out over the weekend. plays I'm looking today over in the Bulls game, over in the 76ers game, and under in the Cavs game. So we on some opposite sides there. Dom says Bulls probably expended a lot of energy to win on D Rose night. Love the under. Under is what I'll play, and then I'll play under, and I'll wait on the side, see if I can get a better number. Really with either team, but I think the Bulls are live to win this game. I do. Lo says I don't trust either. That man says I thought Aiden got poked in the eyes. He just been playing terrible, man. All right, so those are the 3 games that I really like for today. Let's go through the other ones, and I'll answer questions if you guys have any. Orlando and Cleveland open 4.5 is what I wrote in my notes. It looks like the line has moved towards Cleveland 5.5. Total 225.5. Well, I saw 226.5 up to 227.5, 228.5. Actually, yeah, it's moving to 228.5. It looks like BetMGM got a 228.5. I kind of think this one goes under as well. So I look at the injury report last night. Franz will continue to be out on the Orlando side of things. They do have Jalen Suggs back, which in my opinion should help out the defense. Cleveland has DeAndre Hunter listed as questionable. He missed the last game. Sam Merrill's listed as questionable as well. If Sam Merrill plays, I don't want anything to do with the under. And maybe it's going up because Sam Merrill is, potentially could come back in this game. They still will be without Garland. They will still be without Strus, though, for sure. We know that those guys won't play. So Orlando has not looked like themselves. Honestly, I don't even know what Orlando's supposed to look like, honestly. They're 7-13 against the spread on the road, just 3-7 against the spread in their last 10 games. They haven't covered a game or won a game since they beat the Memphis Grizzlies in Berlin. And that was like 4 games ago. Cleveland is just 7-19 against the spread at home. We know that they don't typically cover when they're at home, but they have been putting it together recently. 3 straight wins. They've won 5 of their last 6. It is a short number. Like, I don't really like laying big numbers with Cleveland. 5.5, not too big. And I don't know. I just don't want to trust Orlando right now. The previous game went under the 226.5. I'm sorry. Yeah, 226.5 by 2 points. Cleveland won that game 119-105 in Orlando. That was the second leg of a back-to-back. Now they're rested, and this total actually opened higher. So when I looked at the Cleveland games, when they're coming off a game where they've previously beaten the opponent that they're playing, they're actually 2-0 to the under so far this season. Orlando is the 3rd worst defensive rated team in the last 5 games, the 19th in offensive rating. Orlando has also slowed down in pace. Last 5 games, they're 20th in pace compared to full season. They're 18th. So not too much. Cleveland's also 15th in pace in their last 5 games, which is a dip from their 11th pace for the full season. So the other thing I looked at was in that last game, Cleveland actually shot 44% from the 3-point line. I think we see a little bit of regression from Cleveland in this game. So I do like the under. The higher the total goes, the more I don't like it. But if Merrill comes in, probably leaves me off just because I think Merrill is a grifter. So, and definitely could push this one up and over the total. So I lean under, but I think it's a game I'm honestly just gonna stay away from. I bet Cleveland and Sacramento under in that last game on Friday, I think it was. And that game didn't fly over the total, but it did get up and over. So Cleveland can, be a little lackadaisical on the defensive end, especially coming off a win. But they don't play again, I think, until Wednesday, I think. So I still lean under, but I would need Sam Merrill to be out. Is my thought process. The next one is on which games did I touch on yet? Memphis and Houston. So not a game that I don't know, man. I kind of wanted to play over. The total has moved from 222.5 up to 224.5. I feel like Houston's offense is playing a little bit better. Memphis can't really guard the 3-point line. I wrote down Jabari Smith Jr. or Reed Shepard over their threes. Memphis, of course, funnels a lot of 3-point shots they funnel a lot of shots to the 3-point line. They don't really give up a lot of stuff in the paint. Houston defense has been good. They're 8th in the last 5 games. They're still playing at the 12th slowest pace, 17th in offensive rating. Memphis is 19th in effective field goal percentage in their last 5 games. So offensively, they've been doing okay, but defensively, they've really, really struggled. Houston did win and cover. They were laying 7.5 in Memphis early this season. They won that game by double digits. But Houston has not been great covering the number at home. Just 8-10 against the spread at home. Only 3-7 against the spread in their last 10 games. They have won 4 of their last 5. They're 8-2 to the under in their last 10 games as well. So it's kind of difficult to get to an over. Memphis is just 3-6-1 against the spread in their last 10 games. Back-to-back losses to Atlanta and New Orleans. They played 4 straight overs. So it was a tough game for me. I decided to stay off of that one. But like I said, probably like a look towards somebody threes, Jabari Smith Jr., Reed Shepard in that game. And then I'll look at the chat real quick, and then I'll get to the last 2 games, Portland and Boston, and Golden State and Memphis, which I don't really got anything. I mean, in Minnesota, which I don't really got anything in. Let's see what you guys are thinking here. Tommy says, am I the only one that thinks the Rockets laying double digits is absurd? I know the Grizzlies are trash, but man, I can't trust the Rockets offense to lay double digits. I agree, Tommy. I do agree. I'll probably be grabbing the points with Memphis as well. A big win for the Rockets in that last game in Detroit, but they did take my money. J-Man says, Chris, I told you ride that Gillespie under with me. I liked, what did I say yesterday? Grayson Allen over, which cashed as well. Well, I didn't play it, but yeah, I'm glad you cashed, but I like that under. I like the over, and I think he got there yesterday, even though he shot the ball pretty terrible. KD has been hooping, absolutely hooping. Not sure he need to do as much in this game. Tommy says, can you see what Houston record is when they're laying double digits, Chris? Yeah, let's. It's not good. I know for sure it's not good, and it's like recently hasn't been good. They are 5-7 against the number laying double digits this season. So 10 or more, 5-7 against the number, 9-3 straight up. They're averaging 121 points and giving up 110. But the last 3 times they've been double digit favorites, they are 0-3 against the number. I remember the game against the Kings. They were on the road. They were laying double digits, lost that game outright. Against the Bulls, they were laying double digits, won that game by 6. And against the Pelicans, they were laying 13.5, and they won that game by 9. So they have not been covering these double digit spreads in the new year. One cover in the new year actually came against the Nets, which, I mean, I think this when the Nets started to fall off. They won that game by 24. But yeah, the Rockets don't have a convincing win outside of that Nets win. It looks like since they beat the Kings back on DC 15.5 at home, yeah, they haven't been that great. If we look at the Grizzlies real quick, as road dogs, they are 4-9-1 against the spread, so they get smoked in these spots as well. Also 9-5 to the under. They 1-3 against the number in their last 10 games. Looks like they've lost by. They haven't been getting double digits that many times though. So real quick, if they're getting double digits, which I mean it's 9.5, close enough. If they're getting if they're getting more than 6.5, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they're actually 1-5 against the number. So this is not a great spot for the Grizzlies. Maybe they get suffocated on defense, and don't score the basketball. Let's just look at these lines when they're getting at least 6 points. So if they're getting more than 6, they're 2-6 straight up, 3-5 against the number, 6-2 to the under. Maybe the under is the right way to go. These games average 226 points, though. The total for today is 224.5. The Grizzlies, as road dogs, getting 6 points or more, are actually under in 6 straight games. So 6 straight games, the Grizzlies going under, and then the Rockets. Rockets don't do a great job traveling from road to home either. Just 3-6 against the spread. Their last game was on the road, and then they're at home. 1-3 against the number in their last 10 games. Let's see if they're laying double digits. 2-2 straight up, 2-2 against the spread. So this would tell me that I need to look a little bit more in advanced metrics between these two teams to see. But I already know what it is. Memphis, is a team that is going to give up the 3-pointers. Houston's not a great 3-point shooting team. Memphis playing super fast. Houston playing super slow. Memphis also, they played against a weak strength of schedule, 5th easiest strength of schedule over their last 5 games. Houston's played the 11th difficult strength of schedule with the 7th best defensive rating. I think this kind of makes me think full game under. Houston's offense struggling. Their last 5 games have averaged 224 points. Memphis' last 5 games, though, have averaged 236 points because they can't stop anybody. I just don't like betting on Houston offense. That's what it really comes down to for me, because they can win the game with their defense, and we see that time and time again. Matter of fact, let's just look at the Rockets as a home favorite, laying double digits, and see how many times they've hit their team total. This kind of reminds me of like the Spurs. Remember, I talked about the Spurs yesterday. The Spurs team total at 127. The Pelicans defense sucked, but you don't need to score 127 points against the Pelicans to win that game. And they stay well underneath the number. I stayed off of that play too. So the Rockets is home favorites. They are 1, 2, 3. So they have actually hit their team total in 4 to 7 games. What's their team total for today? Rockets team total is let's see. Houston 117 and a half. I don't want it. They should be able to get there though. I feel like Memphis been giving that up for sure, right? Memphis last 5 games, they got a 116.1 defensive rating. Houston just plays something slow, man. I feel like the Grizzlies been giving up 116, 117 a lot recently though. Let's just look real quick. So they gave 133 to the Pelicans, 124 to the Hawks. So they've given this up every game that they've been back. 4 straight overs. Not really stopping anybody. The Magic got to 118 in the first game overseas. They don't have Ja Morant. Yeah, that's my thought process. Saturated says there was a portion of the season when the Rockets were scoring a ton of points, though, right? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Saturated. That was at the beginning of the season when you could actually trust them as a favorite. But then remember, they went to that shooting slump, but they were shooting like less than 35% from the three-point line. They were losing a stretch of games. This stretch of game right here where they lost to the Blazers back-to-back games, and that they were complaining that then he was getting too many calls. Said the Z's was to the Kings as well. And after they lost to the Kings, they beat the Bulls but didn't cover. And then after they beat the Bulls and didn't cover, they lost to the Thunder. Got smoked in that game to the Thunder by 20. So it was 4 straight non-covers. Since then, they've alternated covers. Covered against the Timberwolves, didn't cover against the Pelicans, covered against the Spurs, didn't cover against the 76ers, and then covered against the Pistons. So it seems like when they've been laying a big number, that's when you don't want them, because the non-covers come when they land a big number. Against the Kings and the Bulls, no covers. Against the Thunder, no cover. They were a dog in that game. Against the Timberwolves, laying 3.5 cover. Against the Pelicans, laying 13.5, no cover. Against the Spurs, laying 4.5 cover. Against the 76ers, lost that game outright. And then against the Pistons, they were getting 4 and they covered. So yeah, you don't really want them laying points right now, in my opinion. Portland's defensive rating, J-Man, let's go through. It's actually top 10. I was looking into it last night, but they are 5th best last 5 games is what I had, J-Man. I wrote it in my notes. So real quick, let's go to those last 2 games. So we got Portland, Boston up first. Only reason I didn't really look too deeply into the game is because Denny is listed as questionable. I would love to know if he's going to play or not, if I'm going to get involved in this game. So Denny is listed as questionable. Robert Williams is questionable. And then the rest of the injury report it looks the way it always looks. On the Boston side of things, Cater is also listed as questionable. Luka Garza listed as questionable. My Knight is also listed as questionable as well. So Portland is playing first leg of back-to-back. They got the game in DC tomorrow against the Wizards. They won 4 in a row before losing that game to Toronto at home. 11-11 against the spread on the road. 7-3 against the spread in their last 10 games. Portland's been hooping, but a lot of those games have come on the West Coast. Boston, first game home after a 2-game road trip. They lost the last one, of course, to the Bulls. They played 6 of their last 7 on the road as well. They're 7-3 to the under in their last 10 games, back-to-back non-covers. And they only 10-10 against the spread at home this season. So I immediately lean Portland, but I don't know if I really want them, honestly, without Deni Avdija, was my thought process. This season, when the Celtics are laying more than laying 7 points or more, They're 7-4 to the under. Those games are averaging 224 points, which is right where this line is. Let's see if the Portland Trailblazers are getting this amount of points. So Blazers road dog 7-6 against the number. If they're getting more than 5, they are 5-4 against the number. And 6-3 to the under as well. So maybe the under is the right play, but not a game that I don't think I'm gonna do too much with. The numbers don't really matter in my opinion because Portland could potentially be without Deni Avdija, but they are 6th best in offensive rating, 5th in defensive rating over their last 5 games, 9th in pace, 22nd most difficult strength of schedule. Boston is 8th in offensive efficiency, 6th in defensive efficiency, 23rd in pace, versus the 6th easiest strength of schedule for Boston in their last 5 games. Coming off a loss, they'll probably be motivated, but we'll see. I think the Kata injury could be big as well, but we shall see. And then last game is Golden State, Minnesota. Minnesota is still laying 7.5 points, right? Yeah, 7.5 points is crazy because they didn't cover last night. Timberwolves look like a shell of themselves. There's a lot going on in Minnesota, as people know. They're only 9-14 against the spread at home. Only 4-6 against the spread in their last 10 games. 5 straight losses for Minnesota. Like, I know that, they're supposed to bounce back in the spot. I need to see it with Timberwolves. Like, nothing tells me that they are going to be able to do it in this game. I was watching the game last night. They didn't stop turning the ball over. That is something that I kind of didn't anticipate. The more I looked into this game, I just kind of think under. I don't trust Golden State's offense on the road. I know that they scored last night, but a lot of those were points off turnovers. They're only 9-14 against the spread on the road and both straight up as well. 7-3 against spread in their last 10 games, though. But I just watched them struggle against the Dallas team. I think if Minnesota brings it in this game, at least on the defensive end, even if their offense isn't, clicking, I think the game goes under. Timberwolves 5-2 to the under in revenge games this season. Those games are averaging 220 points. Golden State 5-3 to the under if they're facing the team they've beaten already. Those games are averaging 222 points. Both teams need wins in the most desperate way. And then, of course, you have the trend where teams are playing each other within a 3-day time frame. And you previously lost as a favorite. That trend, not super strong, but it's 54% to the under as well. So I lean under. Didn't play the game, though. That's my thought process. Let's go back to the top, see what you guys, actually not too much has been said. And then I'll get into a quick recap. Minnesota's like Cleveland of the West. The problem is Cleveland had the best record in the division, in the conference last year. Minnesota has never had the best record. They just play around with their food, man. Just a very untrustworthy team. I can't put my money on Minnesota. Rick says, I still might take Golden State. So DeAnthony Milton is listed as out, and Steph is listed as hopeful, is what Steve Kerr said. I think that might be why the line's so big. But I still think under is the best player in this game. I still think it is. And yeah, that's that. Dom says, took Warriors team total under yesterday and going back to the well today. Could not talk you off, Doms. Warriors team total 113.5, juice to the under on BetMGM at -125, 112.5 everywhere else. Looks like FanDuel -106 got the best line. Super hard to trust. I agree with that. So quick recap for myself, man. I've been on here for a little bit longer than I thought I was going to be, but I do like Indy. I sent out Indy +6.5. I sent out Indy and Atlanta under. I'm probably going to get there with Philly first quarter. I just think that, I think we see a really good effort from them early. Charlotte is, I think, the better team based on, who's available for this game. But yeah, and that 6.5 is actually gone now. So we sniped that at the right time. We'll see if it means anything, but it's actually come back down to 6 now on Caesars. 5.5 looks like it's popping up as well. And the total, it looks like it's locked up on FanDuel right now. Did we get any news? I feel like my phone didn't get anything. Let's just go double check real quick. Anything from the NBA? I don't see anything. Y'all let me know if we saw anything. I feel like somebody would have posted it in the chat. Benedict Mathurin is in. Okay. Yeah. I don't know how much that moves the line because moves the needle because he hasn't played in quite a while. Even when he was playing, Benedict Mathurin was playing like trash. So yeah, I like the Drummond look. I like the Philly first quarter look. I think I'm gonna play Philly first quarter over Drummond. And I like the Lakers in Charlotte under as well, in Chicago under. I think those will be the 3 official plays. I'll put a little something on Philly early, but first quarters have a lot of variance for people who don't bet first quarters a lot. There's a lot of different things that can happen early. Typically, you want to take dogs in that spot. Best number available for Lakers in Charlotte. Chicago is let's see. 236 on Valley Bet, but 235.5 is consensus. It looks like BetMGM, Caesars, FanDuel, BetMGM. Bet365. So yeah, I'll go Bulls in Chicago under. Yeah, I'll play that. I'll play that right now and make that official play as well. I wanted to have 3 plays for you guys. There's nobody on the injury report that could get rolled in, right? Yeah, I think we should be good with this one. All right, cool. So that's official. I just got to go bet it. I'm going to bet it on. I like betting on Caesars. Caesars is my favorite sports book. I'm betting it on Caesars, and then I don't know. Maybe I'll try to find one more look. I will be firing off live. I'll get a chance to watch most of these games. About to go get a workout in, make some lunch or breakfast, and play some video games with my son. As soon as I make this bet, 235.5. All right, that's it, man. I appreciate you guys for tapping in as always. I know the show ran over a little bit today, but it's all good. Best of luck, man. If you guys are tailing, best of luck on your own action as well. Resources are all listed in the description of the video. Make sure you guys check them out if you're interested. Outlier, Moneyballer, Jackson, Eyes Jam, all of those different things are listed. And that'll be the show, man. We'll be back tomorrow. Best of luck on your action. I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys then, man. I'm out.